everyone, this is Doxy Mom and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't done so far already, if you'd hit that little red subscribe button, you can ring the bell for notifications, and if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. Well, Miss Indy and I, we're here to bring you the news in 15 minutes or less, so let's get started. Now, Judicial Watch, they had another victory. Now, apparently Montgomery County, which is in Maryland, and it's just right above Washington, D.C., and they've got over 1 million people living there in that county, and they have a 105% voter registration rate. Now, guys, we all know this is impossible because first, there's rarely ever a county where 100% of the people living there are registered to vote. And then number two, where'd this extra 5% come from? So, Judicial Watch, they were on the job and they sued for voter records. And you know what? These left-wing politicians, well, they got very ugly about it. And why? Well, because they knew they were guilty. Well, thank the good Lord above that the judge ruled in favor of Judicial Watch and said that these left-wing politicians were engaging in purposeless obstruction. So just more taxpayer dollars wasted. But now Judicial Watch will proceed to clean up the rolls. So thank you, Tom Fenton, and keep up the great work, and I'll leave a link. Now, guys, this next story is just so sad and heartbreaking and just sick. The Jerusalem Post, they're reporting that Jeffrey Epstein was reportedly provided approximately 1,000 teenage girls ages 12 and up. Guys, it's just awful. Through, of course, the French modeling agency owned by Jean-Luc Brunel. Now, they called him Bruno in this article, so I'm just going to call him Bruno. He would obtain visas for the girls to the United States, and then Bruno would join Epstein sometimes on his journeys around the world with these children. That's awful. Now, remember, Epstein owned an apartment in Paris where many underage girls were seen alongside celebrities. Now, one of the key testimonies in the case against Epstein is a woman, and she claims that she was working for Bruno's modeling agency when she was raped by Bruno and then the owner of a hotel chain in southern France. And I'll leave a link to this one. And then the True Pundit is reporting another story, and I'll link it, that's similar. It says that once Jeffrey Epstein had 3 12-year-old girls flown in from France as a sick birthday present. This is awful. Now, according to Virginia Guthrie, who was Epstein's sex slave, you know, she's the one all these documents are out about. Well, she says that 12-year-old children from poor families were flown in and molested by Epstein, then taken back to France the next day. Now, guys, this is just so sick, and we just have to pray for all children who've been molested. And like I said, I'll leave a link. Now, here's some good news. True Pundit is reporting that Maya Rodriguez had worked for Planned Parenthood for 17 years. Then they fired her in October of 2017 after she spoke out about alleged illegal conduct within the company, including falsification of affidavits and patient records and incomplete abortions. So, Ms. Rodriguez sued Planned Parenthood for wrongful termination, and 2 weeks after the trial began, well, she won. The Arizona court awarded her with $3 million. So good for you, Miss Rodriguez. And, you know, doing the right thing, it can really pay off. But even if it doesn't pay off here on earth, well, remember, you do the right thing and you store up those heavenly rewards. And I want to share with you Matthew chapter 6, verses 19 through 21, where Jesus says, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven where moth and rust do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So I hope that will be encouraging to you today. Now, Over the past weekend, more bad news, guys. Over this past weekend in Chicago, 28 individuals were shot and 5 died of those 28. Now, over the weekend of August 9th through 11th, 47 people were shot and 4 died. And during the first week of August, 53 people were shot and 7 killed. And then the last weekend of July, there were 48 people shot, and there again 9 people died. So in a 1-month period, 176 people have been shot, and of those, 25 people have died in Democrat-controlled Chicago. Now, Breitbart News is reporting this, and I'll leave a link. And, of course, the MSM, you're not hearing anything from them because apparently these shootings don't fit their narrative. But, guys, this is so sad, and we just must pray. We've got to pray for the injured. We've got to pray for the victims' families. And we also need to pray for the shooters that they will repent and find Jesus. Now, in this next story, first, I want to let you know that John Solomon, he has recently said that the OIG should be put out anywhere from early September to early October. So hopefully it's going to be early September. But then Fox Business had a video where Trish Reagan interviewed a former FBI special agent. His name is John Iannarelli. And he says when the OIG comes out, you're going to see a lot of things about the FBI and DOJ, and they are not the way things should have been done. He said the OIG will be holding people accountable like Andrew McCabe and Peter Strzok, and there are a lot of other people that he left off that list. But the question is, where will there be repercussions? Will they be tried for a criminal offense? Well, John, my guess is yes, they will, because 17 has said so, because Mark Taylor has said so, and Barr and Durham, well, they're on the job and they're bringing the pain. Now, John goes on to say that we need the FISA court because we live in a world with terrorist threats, and this FISA abuse isn't something you usually see from the average agent in the FBI. It went amiss. You think so, John? Anyway, John said it won't be tolerated in the future. Well, he's right about that because President Trump, he's not putting up with this mess whatsoever. Well, then Trish said that President Trump has described this as Watergate on steroids and wanted John's opinion on this. Well, John said, well, I don't know if it will be quite Watergate. Those were his words. Now, guys, obviously, John doesn't really know what's going on. He has not been clued in, as many Americans have not. And, apparently he's certainly not following 17. But, this FBI agent, he seems like a nice man. And I'm sure that he's probably wanting to protect the reputation of the FBI. But, guys, he's just obviously not been shown the plan. And I'll leave a link to this, but I just wanted to bring this up that so many people are just still very clueless as to the treason, allegedly, that went on in our government. Now, I want to give you some tweets. First is by Pete Hegseth. First, it was Russia, Russia, Russia. Then, it was racism, racism, racism. Now, recession, recession, recession. All leading to re-election, re-election, re-election. I like the way you think, Pete. Then, Cat Turd said, good morning to everyone except the fake news media who actually tried to get the USA consumer to quit spending by lying about a recession that doesn't exist. Enemy of the people, exclamation point. Then Cat Turd said, for weeks, every time I get 50 new followers, 50 are removed. This happened all day long. Can you imagine having a 6-year college degree in diversity studies of field mice, and the only job you can get is sitting in a cubicle taking followers away from a turd? I just love Cat Turd. I'm assuming it's a woman. It could be a man. And if you're listening, I love your tweets. Anyway, guys, y'all know the censorship is real, and you can laugh or you can cry, and I just choose to laugh about it, but I also choose to fight. So we have to stay in prayer. And here's your daily reminder to pray for our president and his family, for 17 and the team, for all the white hats, and Pray that one day that fake news and censorship, well, they will be a thing of the past. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Doxy Mom, and until next time, God bless you all.